Hello, Garland ISD family. My name is Ramona Morin Aguilar, and I'm Director of Family and Community Engagement. Thank you so much for joining us for our Facebook Live about our community partnerships. Please chat with us while you're watching. My team is here to answer any questions that you may have. We're so excited to give you some information about some of our Garland USA community partnerships and also give you information about how you can partner with us. But first, I'm going to ask you a strange question. How heavy do you think this bottle of water is? Am I strong enough to hold it? So you might be saying, that seems pretty light. I think you'd be able to hold it. But the reality is, the weight of the glass doesn't matter. What matters is, how long am I going to hold it? I could hold it for a minute with no problem, 5 minutes, sure, but the longer I hold it, the more difficult it is. This is an illustration of why we can't do things in isolation. We need a community support system. And here in Garland ISD, we are so glad and proud that we have a strong, vibrant, and diverse community. And we are so proud to partner with all of our community members in Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe. Our community has a tradition of service, and when the need is great, we all join in to help our neighbors. It has been my honor to witness the donated items that we've been able to provide to our families during this stressful time. Again, thank you for your support. At this time, we might not be able to have visitors in the building, but we are adapting so that we can provide remote and virtual volunteer opportunities for our family and community members. Be on the lookout for our virtual community readers initiative. We could not accomplish our mission of engaging, connecting, and serving families without you. We are better together. Garland ISD is celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month to celebrate histories, cultures, and contributions of Americas of Spanish, Mexican, Caribbean, Central, and South American descent. Celebrate with us on social media. We'd love to see your photo or video telling us why you are proud of your Hispanic heritage and or why it's important to celebrate diversity. Don't forget to use the hashtag GISD Celebrates Diversity, and hashtag Better Together for a chance to be featured on GISD News via Twitter. Thanks again for joining us, and remember to like and share this video and enjoy the rest of our parent university.
Good evening. Welcome to this next section of our Facebook Live event. This portion of our Facebook Live event is all about our Garland ISD community partners. We thank you, partners, for your support and dedication. We know that with our partners, lots of things are possible that would otherwise not be. Let me introduce for you our team and reintroduce to you our director, Dr. Ramona Aguilar. Also, my work colleague and partner, Mr. Javier Solis, and myself, Lakeisha Culpepper. Mr. Solis and I are your community liaisons. Our primary job is to make sure that students and families have all the resources and support they need to be successful, and that we're engaged in building strong partnerships with our surrounding communities. Here are a few of our community partners. Some of our partners, as you can see, offer mentoring programs at some of our campuses. Some of them offer online educational services for parent workshops and trainings. As you can see, we also have some partners who focus on counseling services for families as well. Here are a few more. One of the things that we think is important is that we establish partnerships not only that are going to help our families and students directly, but also to support our teachers and staffs. because we know that when our teachers and staffs are healthy and our principals are doing well, they are in a better position to help support our families. And so some of our partners, like Grand Canyon University, actually offer discounts for our teachers for continuing education. If you are now or may know someone who might be interested in becoming one of our community partners, this would be a great time for you to join hand in hand with us, because as our superintendent has said multiple times, we are better together. If you're interested in becoming one of our community partners, do not hesitate to contact me at my email address provided on the screen, which is lmculpp@garlandisd.net, or you may call our main office number to get more information, and that number is 972-487-4950. Again, thank you to all of our current community partners, and thank you in advance to all of those people who are watching with us tonight that may say to themselves, I want to be a partner too. We look forward to partnering with you.
Hi, my name is Annette Hemreich, and this is about resources for families in need. Megan, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hi, my name is Megan Hilton. I am a social worker and case manager at Student Services for Garland ISD, and I work with families that are in transition, and that is a broad spectrum of families. So I assist families that are currently in between permanent housing or are in non-traditional housing placements. I also assist families that are experiencing homelessness. And what I do is I try to best assist them with any barriers they are having with receiving their proper education. So if you have any families that are experiencing this living environment, please contact me or have them contact me, and we'd be happy to assist them in the best way possible. We also connect them with resources, which we'll talk a little bit more about later on. But I'm going to turn it over to Annette so she can tell you a little bit about what she does to assist our families.
Hi, my name is Annette Himmelreich. I'm the case manager. I work with foster care kiddos and those who are unaccompanied youth. And you're probably thinking, what are unaccompanied youth? Those are those that do not have a legal guardian, and maybe there's no paperwork maybe for them. You might also have a kiddo that they're having to live from couch to couch, or maybe you have a student yourself who has a friend who needs to come into your home to stay with you. So those are unaccompanied youth. That's who we help to get resources and things like that. Sometimes it's teenagers. Sometimes it can be younger kiddos as well. So if you need any assistance, please feel free to reach out. That's my email as well as phone number. The next thing we want to talk to you about is some of those resources. Megan, can you tell us about utilities, food, clothing assistance?
So yes, here you're going to see a short list of some of the local resources that we have that we partner with to assist families. So you'll see Salvation Army, which helps with food and utility assistance for anyone in the Garland, Rowlett, and Saxe area. And if you visit their website or call them, they'll let you know about what the requirements are to receive assistance there. Friendship House is also an organization here in Garland that will assist families with clothing and food. You'll also see Good Samaritan, which is a food pantry here in Garland. Life Message, they also have a clothing closet, they have a thrift store, and they will assist families with food, and they're located in the Rowlett area. Operation Community Outreach is also located in Rowlett, and they assist families with food. And also, they will sometimes, when they have the resources, help with financial requests. And then you'll also see Five Loaves Food Pantry, which is located in Saxe. You at the bottom of the list is Ask Aunt Bertha. That is a resource you can go in and you can type in what you're looking for assistance with, and it will populate a list of assistance in your area. We also have a more extensive list that is located on our GISD website, which will walk you through how to find those resources. But before we do that, Annette's going to talk to you a little bit about some resources for our unaccompanied youth.
Yeah, our unaccompanied youth sometimes they need places to stay if it's not working out in some of the families. So what we try to do is work with the counselor at the school system to help those kiddos. One of the big ways we do that is sit down with a kid who's unaccompanied youth. Usually it's high schoolers for these two resources that are going to be needing those places, and there's shelters for youth who are in those high school ages, Promise House and City House. And what we do is we try to walk them through how to do the application. There is waiting lists, I will tell you that. And so what we try to do is kind of assist with how to do that, the paperwork that's needed, some of the things that they may have questions as to what to say on the application. And we also have a good connection with these resources so we can at least assist. Now, the kid does have to fill out the application, and they are the ones that have to go to those resources. We can't do it for them because of laws, FERPA law, but it really is something that we like to do, is to be able to assist them with those resources they need, even resources like some of the food pantries or things like that that they may need. We at the school level can help with some DART passes to help assist them as well. Um, Also, if there's after high school assistance needed, there's some connections with Buckner who helps single parents, and then also our Friends Place that helps females. And I used to work for our Friends Place, so I have a little bit of a good connection with some of them, and can help those kiddos that need to know how to utilize those resources. Like Megan said, if you need a resource, all you have to do is go into garlandisd.net, type in support into the search, and it'll bring you to this page. Now, right now it says for COVID-19, but you can also do it for the resources. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll find this, which has the community organizations. And when you click on one of these, then you'll have a whole list of those places. Now, some of these places, like Megan told you about Good Samaritan, they can help you if you live in Saxe, if you live in Rowlett, and in Garland. So, but they're located in Garland, so we want to make sure that you see that. Once again, if you need anything from us, along with our contact information, if you want to look online in Garland ISD, this is where you can find resources that connect you as well to us, and what are some of those things that are needed. Please do make a screenshot of our information for contact, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Yes, if you have any questions about anything we went over today, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. And if you will call us, and if we don't answer, please leave a message, and we'll definitely try to get the best answer to assist you in the best way possible. You guys have a great day.
Attendance in GISD. Be present. There are 3 ways to be present in Garland ISD: face to face, where the student is physically on campus with the educator; virtually or synchronously, for grades 3 through 12, where the student is logged in at the time of attendance; or asynchronously, for our students who are in pre-K through 2, they will be marked asynchronous. If a student is not present at the time of attendance, they will be marked absent. Luckily, a student who is absent can make up that absence and get asynchronous present credit. There are 3 ways for a student who is absent to get asynchronous credit. The student may make progress on an assignment for that date, a student may complete the assignment for that date, or the student may interact with the teacher about the assignment on that date. All assignments must be completed for that day by 11:59 p.m. Let's look at how students in the same class are counted present. Cherie Davis, grade 6, is a face-to-face student. Was the student in class? Then she would be present. Angela Iorio is a virtual student in grade 6. Was the student logged in for class? Then the student would be present. Karen Reese is scheduled as a face-to-face student. Was the student in class? If no, students that are signed up for face-to-face instruction may also log in for class virtually. Was the student logged in for class? If no, then the student is absent. If Karen Reese is not in attendance for her class at the time of attendance, she may work on that day's assignment at home and submit before 11:59 p.m. If she does so,
she can be marked present asynchronous. Did the student submit assignments before 11:59 p.m.? Yes, then the student is present asynchronous. Teachers are allowed time to review student attendance and work and update as needed. Let's look at how one student may have different types of attendance. Students in grades 3 through 12 that are virtual may also get asynchronous credit. Students that return face-to-face may also get asynchronous credit if they are absent and update their assignment virtually. Students that are scheduled for face-to-face instruction in grades 3 through 12 may also log on synchronously if the needs arise. Contact your campus if your student may need to participate in virtual instruction. Questions? Call us at Central Attendance 972-494-8684. We're here to help. Be present.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Armstrong, Coordinator for Family and Community Engagement here in Garland ISD. I want to thank you for being with us tonight. We want to share some information about volunteering in our district. One question we get sometimes is, why should I volunteer? And our observation and from interviewing families, it kind of comes down to connections. And so if you want to be better connected to your child's life, to the school, to the adults who influence your children, or if you're a community member and you want to be connected to a very important part of your community, these are some good reasons to volunteer. Families tell us that it helps them to know what's going on in the neighborhood and at the school. For family members, seeing who their children's friends are and hearing what they're talking about gives them some understanding of their child's daily life. It's a way to support your child in the school. And then, of course, there's the community that takes place and grows as we work together. So if any of these sound like you, we want to encourage you to volunteer. The easiest way to get the information about volunteering that you need is to go to our website, enter volunteer in the search bar, and then click. And I've done that, and we're going to go see. We have volunteer in our schools, the volunteer application process, opportunities overview. We're going to start here with volunteer in our schools because that will take us to all the other links also. We have updated our visitor access rules and our visitor or our volunteer guidelines for this year because of social distancing and coronavirus. Things are different, and we want to make it easier for you to get connected, not harder. So we're increasing access to the volunteer portal, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Right now, we don't have volunteer opportunities on campus. Visitor access rules tell us that exceptional circumstances would be the reason that someone would be allowed on campus. And you will be screened when you come to campus. You have an escort when you're on campus. And so the volunteer opportunities are not on campus right now. But we've worked with schools and our local PTAs, and they are developing many ways to be involved virtually, or things that you can do for the school from home off campus. And so the volunteer code of conduct, the biggest change here is that volunteers are always supervised when they're engaging students in a virtual environment. But you'll notice if you looked at these last year, they're pretty much the same. We've thought through our volunteer opportunities, and these are things that campuses, as they work with the PTA, they're identifying even more ways to be involved. But loosely they're broken down into teacher support, school and office support, and event support. So you look through here, and you might find some of the things that would interest you, from supporting our early learning objectives to helping middle school and high school with tutoring. There are things that we can do to support our office and our office staff. As we do events at the campus or district level, there will be opportunities to get engaged. And that's going to move us to talk about our volunteer application page, because you have to have an approved application in order to access any of those volunteer opportunities. So on this page, and that link was at the bottom of the volunteer in our schools page, there are some tips and guidelines here for filling out the application. And there are some people every year that say, hey, I've applied, I don't know what happened, why did I get denied? And in the end, it turns out, it's a technicality. It's some abbreviation or it's a special character that was used. And so if you look through these tips and guidelines, it will help you to avoid those mistakes that would keep you from getting approved in time for an event. That being said, we want to encourage you to fill out your application now. There's about a 2-week turnaround between submitting an application and then being eligible to volunteer at an event. And so rather than turn in your application too late and being denied the opportunity to be engaged in something, we would love for you to fill it out now. And that way, if there are any problems, we can get everything ironed out early before there's a conflict. The link to the application is here. There's also application in Spanish. Because part of the application is a background check, you will need to submit an ID that is a valid government-issued ID. Here is a list of accepted forms of identification. So when you fill out the application, there's going to be a few questions in there. One of them is going to be, which building would you like to volunteer in? Normally parents pick the schools where their children go to school, but if you'd also like to get communication about district level opportunities, or if you're a community member and you don't have kids in the district but you would like to volunteer, please select the Student Services Center. When you're looking at the list of buildings, you'll scroll all the way down to the bottom, and when you get to the level of buildings that says Administration, there's Student Services Center. That will help the Family Engagement Department identify you as an interested volunteer and make sure you receive communication about the district level events or events that you might choose to participate in with your organization or your business at different schools. Also, there's going to be a question about functions, and think of functions as interest. And so there's one that says district or campus committees. And if that's something that would interest you, then indicate that on that page. Just check the box. If you check the box that says volunteers, you'll just get general level communication about events. But specifically, we will look towards those who indicate that they would like to be a community reader or serve on a committee to receive communication about those events. You'll also be asked about organizations, and this is where I say to PTA members, if you're a member now or if you're going to be a member this year, please check that box that says PTA, and that way PTA will get the credit for those hours when you sign in as a volunteer, and that goes towards the monthly PTA recognition. Because things are so different this year, and because opportunities are maybe not always available, and they will be available later, or there could be an event that terminates an opportunity for a moment temporarily. We want to make it easy for you to find opportunities and to record your hours. So I'm back on the Volunteer in Our Schools page, and here's the link to the volunteer portal. Schools will create events in Raptor, and they will indicate how many volunteers they need, and they'll be able to email all the volunteers who have expressed interest in those types of activities. Volunteers can go into the portal, identify opportunities that are upcoming or identify the ones they've already signed up for, and they can also go and add their hours. And so if you sign in at the school for an event, just like always, the staff person will sign you in and sign you out, and those hours will be logged into Raptor. But for remote opportunities, at home opportunities, off campus, anything off campus, the portal is where volunteers will be able to go add those hours. Maybe I already said this once, but over 4,800 volunteers last year gave over 160,000 hours of their time. That's a tremendous accomplishment for the community to point to and say, look what we've done to serve the students, the families, the teachers in GISD. This is one of those things where we don't know how to say thanks. The level of giving is unprecedented, and this year with the COVID-19 situation, so many community partners have stepped up and said, how can we give, not just at last year's level, but at an even greater level? What are the needs? Tell us what you need. How do we serve families? And there's no way we can express our appreciation to our partners and to our community members that have given sacrificially and have made sure that they adapt their systems and procedures to the district's changes so that we can continue to serve families without interruption. We appreciate you as our partners. The recording for this tonight will be on our YouTube channel. You can find us on YouTube at GISD Face Department. As always, please like us, share us, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find us at GISD Engagement. So one last time, thank you and have a good night.